Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm Tokyo. I'll be sort of your moderator for today, but enough. Not going to take too much time. I want to take all the time that we have to hear from all the brilliant minds from all over the world. So, without further ado, maybe you start with Ishiro. Maybe Raj, you can get started.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm the co-founder and CEO of Zebu. We built one of the largest institutional payments networks, actively serving over 140 telecom clients around the world, have processed over $10 billion in transactions, and further working on retail products for end telco subscribers.
Hello, I'm Noah. I'm the founder of Upside. We are an operating system for on-chain capital markets, which includes RWA tokenization and trading. Notably, we're partnered with Republic and launching the mirror tokens they're doing for SpaceX and Anthropic, and also with BitGo and bringing a lot of new assets. And I'm excited about the conversation we're about to have.
Hi, everyone. I'm Armside, president of the Midnight Foundation. Midnight is bringing privacy-enabling solutions to blockchains. We believe that is a requirement to bring institutional liquidity, corporate investment into blockchain, real-world use cases. We're in the middle of our token distribution and heading to mainnet by the end of the year. Thanks.
Thank you very much. My name is Alexander. I'm the founder of VNX. VNX is a European stablecoin generator. We have VNX Euro, VNX Swiss franc, VNX British pound, and we're also tokenizing gold. So it's VNX gold.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Maybe this one is louder, so I'll pass this around. Or unless maybe DNA team, if you have another mic. But for this one, for now, we'll just pass this around. So we have a lot of projects from many different verticals, but I think it is safe to say we can all put it into a single umbrella of tokenization of assets, tokenization of real world assets. So I want to take a more of a wider approach and kind of narrow down into specific questions a little bit later on. So today's topic is all about, we part all about tokenization as a concept. We see in white papers, we see in news articles, but what are we actually seeing and what are we actually doing about it actually in practice? So we'd love to hear from all of you about maybe what makes tokenized assets greater than our traditional financial rails, financial assets that we have. Maybe we can get started with you and maybe share a little bit about your experience.
Yeah, so along with Zebu, I'm also the co-founder of a venture called Blockridge, primarily focused on tokenizing equities, bonds, and financial products that either provide yield or alpha, right? So and then at Zebu, we are also in a way tokenization focused because we provide stablecoin settlements all over the world, which is really just the digital dollar, the dollar being made programmable, hyper available to multiple people around the world that didn't have access to it prior. And it's absolutely been a game changer, right? If you think about tokenization, the evolution has happened, initially stablecoins, when Tether was created to make market making much easier, trading much easier, across exchanges. Eventually, stablecoins started being used for either store of value or value transfer. And now we are going into tokenization of equities and bonds. And we are effectively seeing the actual application of blockchain, right, within financial tools. So my overall thoughts on tokenization is that it's pretty much a easy way to take programming and language and automating a lot of the inefficiencies that we had within capital markets previously. And it's probably going to be the next internet layer that's going to handle the trade, transfer, and settlement of financial products.
I think my point of view is that is very much from the decentralized side of things and from the blockchain native side of things. So what I'm most interested in seeing and what we can expect to see is a a bringing of the on-chain primitives into traditional finance. So right now, it's a big deal around getting to instantaneous clearing. So a lot of public market exchanges are moving towards instantaneous clearing. But what's actually happening on chain is even more sophisticated than that. So you have the ability to do atomic transactions on chain, which are a batching of a combination of things. And this is actually quite amazing because you can enable things such as like flash loans or instantaneous borrowing and repayments, a liquidation of collateral, arbitrage across multiple exchanges simultaneously with at a single instant. And this like very low primitive change is actually going to revolutionize markets quite a bit. And the other thing around this is that you have deterministic state, which means that you know exactly what the state of who owns what is and when, why. And that's very important for AI trading. So I think what we're going to see on chain is going to be a very differently shaped market than either DeFi or the public markets have been before. The liquidity is going to come largely from AI trading, I believe, and the packaging and the clearing of it is going to be very different. So I'm really looking to the blockchain native side of things to define things more than necessarily the public markets that are coming on chain realize that is the case. So that's what's is exciting for me.
That's interesting. Interesting, Fami, right? Because
That went down well.
we just spoke a few minutes ago about how Midnight is focused on privacy as well, right? How all these big funds don't want to give away the alpha. So we'd love to get your thoughts on.
Yeah, so Midnight is about enabling privacy solutions within a blockchain. And we look at it in a few ways. So if you think about tokenization, so let's look at the three stations that come with tokenization. Democratization, now fractionalization, and collateralization. Democratization already exists in the equity world. Most people know on Robinhood, eToro, and can buy most equities in the world. And they can do it relatively cheaply. So I don't think tokenization necessarily brings democratization, which everybody claims. Fractionalization is helpful because suddenly you can take very large, inaccessible assets and have a fraction of a token that can be owned. So that definitely holds. The real unlock is collateralization. I've used this example a few times. Elon Musk and wealthy people don't sell assets to buy a new asset. Elon Musk bought X not by selling Tesla, but by leveraging his Tesla shares. And what tokenization does in the right form with the right tools and applications is allow average people, ordinary people, as well as large corporates to collateralize the asset. But you want to do that in a way that your assets aren't on chain and visible to everybody. We all have been in offices in the past before remote working, and you talk about everything that you did at the weekend. You might talk about the office affairs, but nobody ever talks about their salaries. Nobody ever talks about what they earn, or what they hold, and what they get paid. And you're on a blockchain, everything we tokenize, stablecoins included, are public. And Midnight thinks there's a world where you can start paying people in stablecoins in a private, compliant manner. You can hold assets in a private, compliant manner and use them as collateral. I'm happy to talk to anybody out there building tokenization solutions about how Midnight can help in that progress.
Yeah, Alex as well. If you can share your thoughts on what are we seeing? Like how are institutions starting to adopt, I guess, tokenization? Love to get your thoughts on.
I think from what I see or from what we see, can I like this?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I think there was a lot of discussions about the institutions adopting blockchain technology. What I can speak about is the European market. Literally in a month, we will be becoming the first stable coins to be integrated by a traditional bank to allow deposits and withdrawals. And I think it's a landmark breakthrough for the European market. If you consider that in Europe there are, let's say, between 5,000 and 6,000 banks, only 10 are more or less active in the hypersphere. Maybe 30, 40 are trying to experiment with it. But what we see is a very, very big shift in the perception. Nika, which was coming into effect slowly over the last year, now really gives this clarity to the institutions to try to experiment. And we see that the adoption really is starting from, the first, like Signum, Bankfreak, the leaders in the European market trying to do the first things, and then it's starting to cascade. My feeling it will take 3 to 5 years, but the first pioneers are already starting to.
Do you think institutions getting involved in having that concept trickle down is how tokenization of assets really gets, I guess, adopted?
I mean, the biggest kind of test is that Vlad Tanev openly speaks about tokenizing securities, and of course, one side is to say, why do you want to do it? It doesn't really democratize it because it's available on the Robinhood, but then we're forgetting that it's only available to, let's say, 1 billion people who are in a kind of westernized society. The remaining 6.57 billion people lack that access.
Sure.
Of course, majority of them are now accessing their crypto for very, very basic things like saving their money from gangsters in the traditional world, from the gangsters in the uniforms, from inflation, or from expropriation. But once that need has been satisfied for those 6 to 7 billion people, then they would be looking for, enhanced investing. Of course, the first thing would be yield generation in DeFi or the stable coins that they're already going to be using, be it dollar, euro, Swiss franc denominated. But the next step is bonds and securities. So I do see that the movements of the big banks like Robinhood, who are planning to tokenize it, are not necessarily targeted at 1 billion, in either 1 billion, but more about the spreading of the kind of access to the Western financial markets to the rest of the world.
I see. Thank you. Maybe you can pass the mic to maybe Noah. We can get started with Noah with this question. No specific order, no preferences. But so hearing all of you speak about what's happening in the world, it sounds all great, right? From a retail perspective, it sounds so shiny. It's like the new age is coming. But we've also been hearing about this for the last 2 years, 3 years, maybe even 4 or 5 years. It's hard to see what is actually going on and what is being solved or not being solved in the back end, right? So maybe can you tell me a little bit about the immediate hurdles that you are seeing that is being or that is what do you say? That is going to be overcome, or that you're specifically maybe working on, that will actually get us closer to where we want to be. Yes.
Maybe we all can use this one. Something. So the question is about what is the state of the market, I guess, and
so I guess what are the biggest challenges? I think you gotta.
Great, you're doing it with that mic.
Yeah, what are the biggest challenges that the market or you specifically are trying to solve to actually be like this into a reality?
Yeah, so I think you mentioned like the last 2 or 3 years, and I would say the U.S. tends to lead a lot of things, and there were a lot of regulatory hurdles. The last SEC chairman was very against anything innovative in this space, was doing a lot of regulation through enforcement. So the new chairman has completely changed the frame in the country, and is working in the U.S. to make U.S. the crypto capital of the world. That makes a huge difference. A lot of things that we previously thought of as being, hey, we're just going to go do this, were not possible, and so the atmosphere is very different. So I think that has attracted a lot more institutional players now who are coming in. But it also means that all the projects that have been almost backlogs are now moving forward again. And I think we're seeing more and more of those projects come to market. Yeah.
Thank you. Maybe Kami can chime in as well.
Yeah, I think. Can you hear me? How good is view? I really got to get really close. So to kiss this microphone. What does tokenization do for the individual? I'm going to flip the question. What does it do for the corporates, the large institutions who have mutual funds, asset funds, it reduces their costs. To access money market funds, mutual funds, equity funds, bond funds, there's hundreds of thousands of people at institutions to support that transaction. Compliance people, transfer agents, settlement agents, many, many teams. What blockchain does, and it go back to the real core, is smart contract technology, which removes individuals, removes people. It brings truth to your transaction. So the value is to the corporates, not necessarily to the retail audience. Because when you tokenize an asset, you're paying multiple layers of fees. To access an equity on Robinhood, there are other products other than Robinhood. I don't work for Robinhood. I don't use Robinhood, just to clear. But to access an equity through those channels, it is very cheap and very efficient. When you tokenize that same equity, you're paying for the custody fees of the equity and then the SPV structure and the custody fees of the digital token. And the spreads of tokenized assets are wider than the spread of trading that equity directly. So the real innovation is moving away from equity registers to fully digital registers and having smart contracts to minimize the cost of transactions, which is not great for HR resources because AI and smart contract technology will remove those people. But that's the progress that you need to see in tokenization to really unlock it, to really see the benefit. And then access is direct through tokenization, not layering of assets and costs.
Maybe Alex, you can share some thoughts on this as well.
I think I'm okay.
Yeah, okay. I guess it's all been said. It looks like we are out of time. So maybe we could pass the mic around for give a little shout out about what you guys are doing and what you want the audience to know about your project and how you're looking to, revolutionize the world, and then we can wrap it up then.
Sure. So what we're doing is very basic. We're infrastructure for the blockchain technology. We're doing stablecoins. We're multi-currency stablecoin generator. And the goal is to provide non-US dollar stablecoins so people can transact in the currencies that they're used to.
So Midnight is a new L1. It could be a meta chain to other L1s or L2s. We think about how privacy and data is the key of innovation and sharing. And ultimately, choice of how you disclose information should be at the discretion of the owner of that data or the owner of the asset. On blockchains today, everything you do, everything you own is visible to everyone. You will get docs. It's immutable. It's there forever. So Midnight is enabling privacy solutions with smart contracts and disclosures that open up finance, not DeFi or TradFi, just finance, open up healthcare, AI, GovTech, things that where data is at the core of the business solutions.
At Upside, our goal is to increase the amount of assets that are available on chain, high quality assets, and to increase the transaction volume of those assets. That includes, through AI trading vaults that we have and other trading tools we have. And we're working with partners to do that, which include custodians, L1s, L2s, existing funds, brokers. And so we're looking forward to fulfilling that mission.
So at a basic level, we enable distribution, settlement, and tokenization of various financial products, such as the dollar, obviously, and then additionally Blockridge, also for securities, bonds, and private credit.
Awesome. There's so much more I want to ask, but thank you all so much for the time and for me to be able to pick your brain. Please give a round of applause for these beautiful 4 innovators. Thank you.